Welcome, everybody, to the Economic Development Commission meeting for Wednesday, December 15th. That's our official call to order. So the first thing on our agenda is the housekeeping items. The first one is the selection of the chair for November 2021 through October 2022. It's currently me. I'm more than happy to continue to be the chair. If somebody else has any interest in stepping up and doing it, I'm also open to that. How do we officially do this? We put it to a vote, or we just?
Yeah, we could just have you. Somebody could make a motion followed by a second, and then just an official vote, and kind of work your way through some of those housekeeping items.
Oh, okay. I'm going to make a nomination for the chair.
I'll nominate Bob Crowther.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Aye.
Okay. So currently the vice chair is Tom Earl. Tom, do you have interest in continuing doing that?
I will. If anybody else wants to do it, I'd be open to somebody else do it. If they're interested and want to jump in, that would be fine with me.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I nominate Tom Earl for vice chair.
Okay. Do I have a second? I'll second that. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Okay, Tom, great. Congratulations.
thank you.
So the committee appointments, the first one is zoning. Currently it's Ron Jodas. Maria, I did speak with him earlier today, but I did not bring that particular topic up. I will be following up with him on another topic, and so I'll ask him at that point in time. My assumption is that he does a great job of that. Hopefully he will continue doing that. Design review is something I'm currently doing. It's we don't always meet every month. It's only when there's on a kind of an as needed basis. If anybody else would like to step in and do that, if not, I would be happy to continue doing that as well. The sustainability team representative, right now, just as an FYI for everybody, we are in the process of officially combining the Clean Energy Task Force with the sustainability team. And again, I'm currently doing that. I have no problem continuing with that work. In light of this in 2022, we are up for recertification. So I'm happy to continue that work as well as we go through that whole process. Tom, you're currently involved with the Spirit Council. You want to continue that?
I am. I was on their last Zoom call, which was, I think, Monday. I took some notes. If you'd like to go through the notes, it's up to you.
Why don't we hold off on doing that till later on in the meeting?
Okay.
All right. And you're also on the one development project that we have, which is the apartment complex down on Iron Horse Boulevard. You okay continuing with that as well?
I am. I go by that site every day, and it's a very interesting project.
And it's yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch. Peter, you okay being on the Business Development Incentive Committee?
Certainly.
Great. We have some. Okay, that's it for that. Anything else there? Did I miss anything, Maria?
No, I think you did great. And I'm sorry, my internet connection was a little unstable just a little while ago. So sorry about that. Bob, do you want me to kind of just provide a quick overview about the frequency of meetings for 2022?
That's the next item on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jackie and Eric met with Maria back in November when we canceled the meeting in lieu of having them get together and just talk through things and share some ideas. And one of the suggestions coming out of that meeting was, given we've been in place now for 3 years and initially it was, the idea of meeting every month to get up and running and get moving along. And we've kind of, fallen into kind of a regular rhythm, if you will, with our meetings, and things seem to be clicking along okay. The suggestion was made, do we need to meet every month? Would we be better off meeting every other month? So change the frequency from once a month to meeting every other month. Personally, I like the idea. One last meeting to attend, I think, is always a good thing. But also, I think it gives us more time to get things done in between, and we can meet, with kind of one-on-one with some of the projects we got going on. And it'll also allow for, I think, more content, particularly from hearing from the Main Street and the Chamber in particular. We don't necessarily need to hear from them every month, so I think it'll be good. So I throw it open to the group for discussion, thoughts, ideas, any reactions from anybody?
Let's do it.
Okay, Charmaine,
Sounds good to me.
Tom,
It's fine.
okay. So all in favor of changing the frequency from once a month to every other month?
Aye.
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 Great, okay, consider it done. Great. So,
Oh, Bob, just real quick. So we'll go ahead and we'll provide an updated 2022 regular meeting schedule to the town clerk just to meet our FOIA requirements. And since we're meeting this month, skipping every other month, we'll just start with February for 2022 and then, alternating months. So you may also see some updated calendar invites come from us just to kind of reflect those changes.
that's fine. I was just going to make sure we clarify. So our next meeting will be in February, which would be great. Okay. Do we have any updates on the status of our EDC vacancy? Do we get any people that have submitted applications or anything?
Maria, I think we have a couple. I'd have to go back and confirm with Tom Fitzgerald how many we've received. I believe we've gotten at least one or two, but we'll have to circle back on that.
Okay.
And we can talk about when we want to schedule interviews with personnel sub moving forward. So we can, once we have a better idea of what the pool looks like, we'll.
The only hard and fast requirement right now, it has to be a Republican, correct?
One of them does. Because that one was created by the vacancy, but then we will have one that is open because the term was expired.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we have a little bit of flexibility on that one.
Okay. So we'll wait to hear from you as far as candidates and getting interviews set up. All right. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Attached in your package were both the minutes from September 22nd meeting and the October 27th meeting. Any edits, changes to the minutes from September 22nd? From my perspective, it all looked pretty good. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes for the September meeting?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
approved? Signify
Aye.
aye. Great. The October 27th meeting, again, also attached. Any edits, changes? Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, second?
Seconded.
Great. All in favor to accept?
Aye.
Aye, great, okay. That's taken care of. Next item on the agenda. Okay, the work plan discussion and assignments. So I think you've all got in your work in the documents that were distributed for the meeting, the 21-22 work plan. The first one is the ongoing marketing materials refresh. There was a quick update we got from Sarah on that. The consultant is back at work, working that through. Brooke and Charmaine. Brooke, Charmaine in particular, are you fine continuing to work with that? I'm going to assume you are. You there, Charmaine? You're on mute. Charmaine, you're on
I
mute.
apologize. I'm trying
Okay.
to travel at the same time and zapped off. Yes, but I can hear you. Yes, I do plan on continuing.
Okay, great. The business outreach, we have the process in place to, continue to contact our largest employers in town or largest taxpayers in town. That process seems to be working okay. Tom Fitzgerald has been pretty dogged about tracking down interviews for us. We just had one today with the tobacco solar farm company. It was very enlightening, a good meeting. And so we will continue those. The other one, though, is the idea of implementing a visitation program with the smaller and medium-sized businesses. I just sent out a spreadsheet prior to the meeting. I don't know if you've all got a minute to check into your email, take a look at that. But I got a business listing from Andrew Sherman, before he left, of all the businesses in Simsbury. And the number is 860 on his list, which was shocking to me. I didn't realize we had that many businesses in town, but it very, very comprehensive, includes your mom and pop web designers, to all the restaurants, to all of the barbershops and the government businesses and what have you. And the suggestion made from Eric and Jackie's meeting with Maria was, let's first try to figure a way to segment this and maybe just kind of focus on a market segment like technology companies or engineering firms or what have you. So I did go through that list of 860 and tried to pull out those that I thought had anything to do with technology, anything to do with research and development, anything to do with engineering, and put that into a spreadsheet. So it actually is like 15 or so different companies. I then reached out to Ron because that's his job. He's in business. Unfortunately, his business happens to be over in Bloomfield, but he's the head of a company that both, it's a mechanical engineering firm that does both design and building of specialized building structures for people. So I asked him to take a look at the list I put together, as well as just his own understanding of those kinds of businesses here in Simsbury, and give me some feedback as to, is this the best list? Is this the appropriate list? How best to approach these firms? Any thoughts and ideas on how do we make this work? And that's what I was talking about this morning. He and I have a follow-up conversation scheduled for later on this week, early next. So the list is out there, Maria, so we're going to continue to scrub it. One of the things I want to kind of decide is there's some listed in there that are, single person. And are those even worthwhile, reaching out to? I think there's probably something to learn from those people, so we'll probably keep them in there. Particularly if it relates to, for example, there's web designers. Are they working out of their home? Are those people that might be candidates for co-working space? Don't know, those kinds of ideas. What can we learn from someone that small? As well as there's some folks that are employ up to 50 people and more. So we'll continue to scrub that list, and maybe at our next meeting, finalize it, and then we can assign people to make calls. And we'll start to go through that list and track it down that way. So thoughts, ideas, make sense?
Yep. Well, Bob, I think you sent out an email. Did you mean to attach that list to it?
Well, that was my intent. I guess after the meeting, I'll go back and actually put the attachment in there. So when you do get it, you'll understand what it's all about. Would that work?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bob, I think these meetings with the businesses are very, very useful. The one today I thought was useful in a lot of ways. You learn what they're thinking, and they learn what the town is thinking. And it was a very good interaction back and forth, and a lot of new and useful information came from that meeting, I thought.
So everybody's invited to those. Hopefully you all got an invite. Charmaine was able to attend along with Tom and myself, Maria and Melissa. We'll make sure in the future, Heather, to make sure you're on that list. The feedback was excellent. It was a kind of a rocky relationship given the contentious nature that occurred within the town. And I don't know all the history around that. Maria obviously is closer to it than the rest of us. But this is the Tobacco Valley Solar Farm project. What was fascinating to me was, well, first off, the gentleman, Brian Martin was his name, who, so this is personal for him because he grew up in Granby, went to school at Westminster, and very much wants for this to be a very successful program, and is looking for ways to continue to work with the town. So for example, would like to open it up to school children to come through and put an educational program together to walk through the solar farm and learn all about solar energy, which should be terrific. A lot to be gained from that. They are looking for ways to make it pollinator friendly through the growing of different grasses and different things. And so the idea there is to connect them with the work going on in town around the pollinator pathways. So two excellent examples of how they're willing to work with us and to make this whole thing a success for everybody. So we learned a lot, and I find all of these meetings we learn something. The meeting we had with McLean and finding out the ball had been dropped around financing Meals on Wheels, excuse me, I thought was really, really important. So as these get scheduled, again, we'll make sure everybody's invited to them and everybody's welcome to participate. So that's been a good program. Any other thoughts, ideas on business outreach? Okay, the next project is to create a welcome letter and/or packet for new businesses, collaborating with key stakeholders, reach out to new businesses on a monthly basis, those that are coming into town. Right now, that's an open slot. Does anybody have any interest in working on putting that together? The silence is deafening.
And I would just add, Bob, too, that Bob and I have reached out to Brooke and Ron. They sent their regrets, and unfortunately they were able to make it tonight. But just to see from the new assignments that we do have, if they might have an interest in helping with any of those as well. So if we do hear back from them, we'll certainly share that with the group.
This particular opportunity, along with updating the economic development portion of the town's official website. If we start to think about this in the context of what we're trying to do with, the web project with the chamber, the whole doing business in Simsbury, I don't know what you even call it, the pamphlet, the book, or whatever, that needs a huge refresh. It just needs to be updated. There's a lot of work like that needs to get done, updating our webpage. And so I don't know whether it's one single person or maybe a couple of people working on it together. Maybe the whole team can collaborate on this. Maybe someone takes the ownership of maybe putting together the initial draft, and we all have an opportunity to take a look at it and provide some input. Something could be more of a group project. But there's just a lot of work that needs to get done in those particular areas. So the idea of creating a welcome letter and ties in nicely with updating our webpage, taking a look at the doing business in Simsbury brochure and finding out a way to get it updated and what have you. So if anyone's got some interest in doing that, let me know. Peter, do you have a comment? You just came up on the screen.
No, the that smacks of being creative, which is not one of my talents.
Appreciate your honesty. Some of it's just needs to be updated. So I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at the doing business in Simsbury pamphlet. It's, Lisa Gray still referenced at the chamber, so that obviously needs to get updated with Morgan's information. There's a lot of state statutes that are referenced in there that none of us have any knowledge of. I don't know, that's something that Mike can help us with. Someone's going to have to go through that and make sure that the statutes are up to date. What is the latest one that's out there? So there's just a lot of, work that needs to get done and kind of dogging that through that will need help and figuring out the most efficient way to do it. But right now we just need someone to own it. So why don't we leave it open for now? I can circle back with Brooke between now and February and have a conversation with her and see what her bandwidth is. We'll look at it more at our next meeting. Okay. So Tom, you okay? Continue with the shadow program. We talked about that for the business outreach. And we talked about to support the entrepreneurs for development of the website. The last one, to support infrastructure for entrepreneurs, promote access to business resources, information, and infrastructure. Peter and Ron. Peter, you still okay working with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one thing that's not here that's kind of in this space is that web project we have with the joint venture with the chamber. And I just want to update everybody on some of the conversations we've had around that. I would say when I presented to the Board of Selectmen in early November on our annual update, that was a major topic of discussion at the end. And I was pretty adamant about it. I think this is a great idea and something that's, we really should pursue. The idea that we could come up with a strategy for co-working space here in Simsbury without investing in a large building and a multi-million-dollar project like we're seeing other communities do, but being very creative and saying, why not take advantage of the existing space that we have and the openings in any of the properties that our commercial property managers have, identifying those spaces, creating a website and listing those spaces, promoting it, bringing potential buyers, making them aware of it, and then having a way to bring buyers and sellers together, a low-cost way to do it with very few dollars to spend to get it up and running. I think it's a no-brainer. We got pushback from some members of the Board of Selectmen when at our government affairs meeting yesterday, Wendy McStudis came in and participated, which was terrific. And she got a warm welcome from all of the members. I was asked to provide an update on our work plan for 2022. And being a former salesman, you never miss an opportunity to sell. So I was pretty vocal again about promoting this opportunity. At our Board of Selectmen annual report meeting, Morgan also was there, and she jumped right in and was pushing it. And she did again yesterday with Wendy. And what was terrific was there were members of the community that were at the meeting. These were business owners that are members of the chamber. And when they heard the idea, they all just said, "This is terrific. There's a real need in this town for co-working space." One individual mentioned that they were looking at spaces in West Hartford to go to, and was looking. She would definitely be looking for a place here in Simsbury if it was available. So, the suggestion that Morgan had, and I think it's a very good one, is what we really need right now is just the opportunity to present this to the Board of Selectmen, make sure they clearly understand what this proposal is all about, the benefits of it, the cost to the town, the comprehensive nature that we're looking to combine here, that it's just not a co-working space proposal, but that's one aspect of it. We also want to make sure that the doing business in Simsbury documentation is there, and any links to any other resources for a new business owner coming in and how to set up a business in Simsbury, that's all set up properly. Third phase would be a development update that Mike does so that folks can take a look at that and get the latest on what's going on. And then the fourth aspect of it is to identify all the tourism opportunities for people coming in from out of town to participate in when they do come to town. Folks on this call may not be aware of, but the Board of Selectmen has decided to disband the whole Tourism Commission. It's been, maybe Charmaine can comment on more about that, but right now we have no place for someone from out of town who's interested in coming to Simsbury for the weekend on what's going on in town and what could people be doing. So the fourth aspect of this whole proposal was to put that information out on the website as well. So a lot of good opportunities there for doing things. And I think what Morgan wants to do is bring Wendy in. Heather, I think it's a meeting you could participate in. Maria, Melissa, if you got the time, just to sit down and go through that proposal, make sure everybody understands its value, go through the cost, talk about some potential funding from it that we could get from the American Relief Program or other sources or what have you, and then make a decision, go, no go, or at least get their support to endorse it in front of the Board of Selectmen. So we'll take that as an action item, and I'll work with Morgan to get that meeting set up. But I just want to give everybody a heads up on that. Charmaine,
Bob,
yeah, go ahead.
If I could add, I don't know if you see my dark picture in my car.
You look good, by the way.
Oh, is a black spot. Anyway, yeah, the tourism committee, which I was a member on for many years, kind of, and the members were also very old. We're kind of losing them. But anyway, Dominic Avery, who does have some health issues, but she's still bright as tack. Any kind of those meetings, we should invite her. I would certainly go too. She was the heart and soul and backbone of Connecticut, of Simsbury tourism. And we've been trying for years and years and years to get some money so we could update the documents, print the documents and everything, but it just never happened. So she has files and also information in her head. So, I'm more than happy, depends on when you have the meeting, to attend. And, if for some reason Dominic couldn't drive herself, I would drive her to the meeting because she's just such a wealth of knowledge and a great person. So.
Okay, that's a great suggestion. I've met her one time, and obviously a very, very impressive individual. So thank you. Yep.
Yeah, Bob, if I could just quickly add on to what Charmaine was saying. One of the things that Dominique did for us, which added so much value, was the Facebook tourism page. She's just done a really beautiful job with that. And she has agreed to continue to work on that for us, even with the committee being disbanded. So just really want to acknowledge her and thank her for that work, and just let the EDC know that she'll be continuing to work on that. And that might, again, be a good partner and opportunity for us for future events that we're working on.
Great, thank you. So any reactions or thoughts, ideas on getting together? Anything else about the proposal that you want to comment on at this point? That's for Melissa, Maria, if they would like to add anything more on the proposal.
You did a nice job, Bob.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will definitely include you in the meeting, right? Okay, very good. All right, we'll get that set up. Anything else for work plan for ideas? Okay. Moving right along. Where's my agenda? Okay. So quick updates from our other stakeholders. Sarah couldn't be here tonight and Morgan couldn't either, but they did provide updates. Give me one sec while I bring them up. So from Sarah, the Simsbury Main Street Partnership Program has been working with the town to improve all cell phone coverage, which is terrific. That's a huge pain point for a lot of people here in town. It's first a public safety issue, but also an economic development issue. We've made progress with the major carriers on improvements throughout town, and we'll continue to work with them until we have resolved the major gaps. In a separate meeting with her, this is an initiative she took. This is my impression, my understanding. She took this on her own to do the research, to make the contacts, and to start to address this particular issue. And it's been a major pain point for a number of our small businesses in town to improve the level of cell phone coverage up and down Hot Meadow. And so I'm just delighted she's taking the ball running with this, and hopefully she'll have a lot of success. The Main Street is holding a ribbon cutting for Clean Juice Simsbury in January, but they will have their soft open this Saturday. And Sarah serves on the Simsbury Celebrates, and we're able to return again this year in person with over 11,000 people coming into town for that event back in after Thanksgiving. And the Shop Simsbury event on November 26 and 27 was successful as they sold thousands of dollars in gift cards during those 2 days. And finally, she's met with Jeff Dornenberg last week, and he's preparing our brochure for the marketing refresh as we speak. There was a delay due to staffing issues, but he's back at it now. So we look forward to seeing Jeff's output from that work in the near future. The update from the chamber from Morgan, the second annual Simsbury Lights in the Night is currently underway. This event celebrates the holidays by encouraging residents and businesses to decorate their location and add their addresses to the event's Google map, which is shared publicly. Thousands of locals and people from surrounding areas view the map and drive around Simsbury, enjoying the festive decorations and the many wonderful shops and restaurants in town. The map and more info may be found on Facebook at Simsbury Lights the Night. The Chamber Committee is hard at work on their various initiatives, including the Education Committee, which is raising money for the Chamber Scholarship Fund. Last year, we awarded local students with over $6,000 in scholarships, and we're hoping to raise even more this year. We spoke to residents about the program at our patio booth at Simsbury Celebrates, and we gave away prizes for children and accepted donations. If anyone is interested in donating to the fund, please visit simsburycoc.org/scholarship. The Government Affairs Committee continues to have very informative speaker present on topics of interest to the business community. In this month's meeting, we met with First Selectman Wendy Maxdutis to learn about her initiatives for the upcoming year and how the chamber can be of support. Wendy has announced she will be standing member of the committee going forward, which is terrific. Next month, Fire Marshal Patrick Tourville is presenting on January the 18th. We will be starting a new tourism committee in January and have several members thrilled to participate. If anyone is interested in being a part of this committee, please email the chamber at simsburycoc.org. The Simsbury, Avon, Canton, and Granby chambers have come together to launch a regional young professionals group, and we will be announcing more information about the groups in our first networking event soon. The first event will be held in February. And we have continued to see membership soar as we finish out the year, with many new members joining the chamber community each month, and our existing members staying very active. We've continued to strengthen ties with the Granby Chamber of Commerce and have more collaborative opportunities for membership coming up in the new year. Finally, they will be hosting a double ribbon cutting tomorrow from 5 to 7 at the Mill in Terriffill for 2 new members, and more info can be found at simsburycoc.org. That from Morgan. Okay. No updates from zoning because Ron's not here. I have no updates from design review. We haven't met in a couple of months. The quick update on sustainability is, as I mentioned, we're looking to bring the Clean Energy Task Force and sustainability into one commission. It'll be called the Sustainability Committee. The one major initiative we have underway, we are trying to influence the design of the Latimer Lane upgrades to the school to try to include as much green energy as we can into the proposal. The sense is right now that we're probably late to the table. Working with the architects, given that the dollar amount's already been approved by the voters, and so we have limited room to add any changes at this point in time. But we will continue to look for ways to add clean energy components to whatever the final design looks like. We've met with Matt Curtis. Actually, we had Kelly Lyman meet with Matt Curtis. And for those of you who don't know Kelly, she's a resident of Simsbury, but also the superintendent of schools in Mansfield. And Mansfield is building a brand new elementary school that is it's the first in the state of Connecticut that's going to be net zero from a emissions perspective. Manchester is also doing an upgrade to one of their schools that's also going to be net zero. So we're hoping to leverage that. So we walked Matt through those plans. He's very supportive. But again, we may be a little late to the table, but we're going to see what we can do as far as that. Tom, you want to do a quick update on the Spirit Council?
Yeah, the council met, the full Spirit Council met, I think it was Monday, a Zoom call. They have a very ambitious agenda. Just to review their vision is Simsbury is a town that welcomes, celebrates, and takes action to support diversity and inclusion among current and future community members. And they see themselves as serving as diversity's champions to help Simsbury become more inclusive. They have 4 subcommittees: events, housing, outreach, and data. And they're looking for new members in, I think, every one of those committees. The events committee, one example was they had the Farmington Health District and other presenters make presentations on mental health. They had a great discussion. Data subcommittee, they hired Data Haven, which is a company that organizes data. The company reported back to them on the next steps. The company gave them a long list of tasks to do. They have a lot of work to do in that area. They need to include more town agencies, Board of Education. It's a big task to even get that started, but they're excited about it. Outreach, meeting with other commissions, meeting with the town, meeting with the library. Housing, they received a $10,000 grant, I think from the state, to implement a public engagement project over a 1-year period where they'll go out and talk with the public about housing, get opinions from the town on various housing issues, and try to determine what is our public will towards this type of housing. And new business, they're looking for a new name, and they asked the members of the Spirit Council to come up with a new name and make those suggestions at their next meeting. And that's basically the summary.
Okay. Bill, are you tied into those conversations on housing?
Yeah, to a certain degree. We prepared the affordable housing plan, but really kind of handed it over to someone with a little more professional experience, or at least hope to.
When did, when is that finalized? Has that been submitted to the state?
As I understand it, Bob, it doesn't need to be submitted to the state. It's something that the town produces and can show as evidence of meeting the requirement.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's kind of like a checklist.
Yeah, to a certain degree.
No, you did a lot of hard work with that. That was very well done. So congratulations on getting that to the finish line.
Thanks.
Bob, they emphasized in this meeting that they would love to have more members in all those subcommittees, especially the data subcommittee and the housing subcommittee.
One of the things that Cheryl and Nicole have been doing is trying to get out to speak with other groups and committees. And they spoke at our Sustainability Commission and at our last presentation, very well received. And I made a recommendation to Morgan that Cheryl and Nicole will be excellent speakers at a future Government Affairs Committee meeting. So we're going to look to try and set that up as well. Okay, anything else, Tom?
That's it.
Any update on the development project?
The Iron Horse project?
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether they're still waiting. The last I heard, they're waiting for state approvals. They're doing a lot of site work, moving dirt around, leveling the site. It's a large site, and it's very impressive how open it is now, and it'd be interesting to see how the project evolves.
Have you met Chris Nelson yet?
I have not.
We should try to set that up. And you know where his office is?
I
In the
do not.
Millwrights restaurant.
Okay.
He's the president of Landwork Development. I'll take that as an action item, try to figure out a time for us to get together
Okay, good.
and talk about this and what role we'd like for you to play with that, just so he's aware of that. Okay. All right, anything else? Maria, I got an email from the CCM training about a webinar next Wednesday, December 22nd. 2 timely topics: assessing your community well-being and progress on equity and promoting police community and engagement and trust. Does everybody get this, or should I forward this to everybody on this call so they can take a look at it? First question. Second question, Maria, are we all, does the town pay for any fees? Oh, it says it's free to CCM member municipalities. So I assume we're okay to sign up for it.
Yeah, that's correct. We are a member, so there is no cost if somebody would like to attend, and they usually provide the registration link in the email.
Okay, all right. So I'll forward it to people on this call, just so you have it. If you want to attend, great. I'm very interested in both topics, so plan to attend. Okay, anything else? All right, well, then before we adjourn, I just want to wish everybody first of all, thank you very much for everybody's hard work and efforts this year. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all the best for the holidays. Be safe and be healthy.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Same to you and everyone else.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion to
Amen.
adjourn?
So moved.
So moved, second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good.